Hi, I hope you are well and are keeping well. Um, Here to share with you a bit about finding work in Canada, especially the province where I am. I'm in British Columbia in a city called Kamloops. That is where my university is, so that is where I reside. So I've been getting many questions about how easy it is to find work here. Given that we come in with, most of us come in without any Canadian experience, and as is the case, they would like to know that you at least have an idea of how their system works when it gets to work. So it's not so hard to find work. However, there are things that must be in place for you to be given work. Like every employer will ask for those documentation. For example, whenever you're applying for work, they will ask if you are permitted to work in the country. Remember, most of us have just come in as students. So either you're a citizen or you're a permanent resident or you're temporary resident. So for us as students, we are usually temporary residents. Then there are those that are on a visitor visa, like maybe they're family members to people that are citizens or have like permanent residence, or they're people that have come to visit their families, that maybe someone is holding a temporary residency permit, or they're just visiting, because a visitor visa can take you up to 6 months. So some people will have to feel the need to find work. Now, as a visitor, I will not speak more of that because I'm not sure how you convert your visitor visa into one that will allow you to work. That's a detail that I need to prepare for to share, but at least in the three categories, when you're a citizen, you can work. When you're a permanent resident, you can work. You have a work permit. Under those categories, you still can work. But as a temporary resident, still you're allowed to work in, for example, as a student, because what you have is temporary residence. So they will allow you to work 20 hours while you're in school because you're a full-time student. Then they will allow you to work full-time when you're on study breaks. So right now we're on a summer break. It's a 4 months break. So we're allowed to work any hours we want as long as you have the work to do. But then during school, we're only allowed to work 20 hours, and it's upon your employer to ensure they don't give you work for more than those hours. This is not to say that I don't know, or there are no cases of people that try to do more hours. That's something that you choose to do, but at least you know they have made it clear to you that you're only allowed to work 20 hours as a full-time student. So the part on how easy it is to find work, that gets a bit tricky. So like back home, you will be agile in trying to find this work. You will go to supermarkets, because as students, most of the work that we do, people go to supermarkets to find work, or what we say stores, because here most of the things are sold in stores, and there are also these private shops. People have work in hotels. Then people have work in different offices. They can do like reception, they can do work in admin, that's administration. Then at a certain point, you can, if your university allows you, you can take on like a co-op program where you allowed to work more hours, more than 20, but then you're studying less hours. It's a whole different program. And many people take it up when they're looking at doing internship with different organizations, and like they've chosen that that's the path they want to take in their career, and they're trying to like do full-time work and then study partly. So that is something or an arrangement that you discuss with your university. If they approve it, then your employer has to know and you apply for work under that program. Most universities have it, like also my university, Thompson Rivers University, has it. So these are all choices that you make. The university itself employs very many people. For example, here in Kamloops, Thompson Rivers University is like one of the most employers in the whole town. So there are many coffee shops on the university. Yeah, so the university itself will employ like janitors, they will employ like support staff, these are receptionists. Then you have like assistant to lecturers, like teaching assistants, that's what they call them. You find like a lecturer or a professor has someone that is a student that maybe finished that course and excelled at it, but is available to continue helping students in doing the assignments. If they have any questions to the professor, if they are parts of the course that they need to gain a deep understanding of, these teaching assistants keep on assisting the professors, because the professors get quite busy. So they try to bridge that gap where you may be unable to see the professor in time, or he or she may not be able to respond to your question in time. So this teaching assistant is available to you, and they are more relatable because they're fellow students. The only thing is they are usually not in your cohort. They are usually like a year ahead, like they've done this course, passed it, and they can come back and make time to like help other students. So this is a paid service, and there is an arrangement between the professor and the teaching assistant to ensure that this teaching assistant is paid. So these jobs are easy to come by. There is a certain way you need to present your CV. Of course, you're not going to get your resume from back home detailing all the work you did back home, because in most cases it may not be relevant to the type of work that is available for you to do. And these are like beginner jobs. They may not be really aligned with what you did back home, because I know many people come here and they've been like doing these blue collar jobs back home, or they're business owners, or like they've had these jobs that they take as hire. So when you come here, the jobs that are available, I can say they are minimum wage jobs, like available to students. They're entry jobs, that's what we call them in most cases. So you don't have to like look down on them, because at the end of the day, on this land, whatever job you're doing, you have to be paid what is called the agreed upon wage. If they've agreed that they'll pay you $16 per hour, regardless of what you're doing, your paycheck will come and it is $16 per hour. And here in BC, we have like the highest minimum wage in Canada, which is like $15 now. It has been even like, it's going to get up to 15.45 cents. So, which is reasonable, and there not all jobs are paying that $15. There are those jobs that are paying more, like you find people are doing housekeeping in hotels and they're paid $17 per hour. It's hectic, it's heavy work, and in most jobs they will require that you can at least carry 25 kilos. For example, if you're working in a supermarket, you need to be like restocking when the store is open during the day, then at night they're closed off for business. Then you're restocking to make sure that all the aisles are packed with the things that they were supposed to have. They're the people that are hired to do that. Then there are those that are in the stores during the day guiding the shoppers. They have what they call, like, from when shoppers are coming in, you greet them, you create this ambience that makes the shoppers want to come back to the store or stay longer. You guide them in their shopping, you offer them personal selling services. That is also paid differently. The people that do cashier jobs, then the people that work in restaurants, you serve. There are those that work in the kitchen, you can wash the dishes, you can clean the kitchen, you can be cooking. Though here, when you get into anything to do with handling food, it's not like back home that you just go to a restaurant, they hire you because you can cook. No, here you need what they call a food safe certificate. So it's not very expensive. It's a course that you do. It's an online course. You can do it in a day. You pay like $50 and you get this course because the employer will want you to have it. So there are those types of jobs for which you need certain certifications for you to be able to get in. And they're not very many, but it's true, they're there. If you want to get into the medical line, like you're doing maybe jobs to do with caregiving, they would require you as a bare minimum to have a first aid certificate, and they would like a certificate that has been attained in at least 2 years, not like very many years ago. There are some hospitals, if you're going to do like things to do with receiving patients, maybe admission, patient admission, you're clerking in that department, they would need you to do a course, medical terminologies, to know the medical terminologies. This is a course you can pay for, like the service providers that are recognizable. You pay for it like $280. Then you go through all the modules. You learn these medical terminologies, then they give you your certificate. You can do it in 24 hours, depending on your speed. You do all these things online because there are requirements for you to get these jobs. Then they will require you to have like a typing test done in at least 2 years, and you have to have got at least 45 words per minute as your speed. So there are different requirements for different jobs, and different employers need different requirements from you. All you have to do is to be able to fit in that role. If you look through, we use a lot of Indeed. Like many people have opened up like accounts on Indeed and LinkedIn. It's a platform that really aids you in getting this work. They're highly responsive. You apply for jobs, you're connected to many people. Whenever you post your resume, they will see you, give you a call. And here there is that flexibility of, it's easy to leave a job. If you don't like it, you just have to like let your employer know that maybe I got a better opportunity, or I have, for these reasons, I don't think I can stay, I'm moving here. Yeah, it's a bit flexible. You take on what you can handle and what you feel comfortable doing. Yeah. Then the payment system, these are wages. Most employers and the system pertains that at least you pay twice in a month. Every 2 weeks you get your paycheck, or they will deposit your salary in the bank. That's the system everywhere. Like, you don't have to wait all the 30 days to get your money. No, every 2 weeks your money is coming in, and some employers pay weekly. That's some flexibility or a beauty with working here. Like, you don't find yourself in a situation that you're lacking money. You always have this money coming in. If they're paying you weekly or they're paying you bi-monthly, yeah, that's good. Like, that's the requirement. If you can't pay weekly, at least you have to pay every 2 weeks. So other than that, I don't know if there is anything I've left out, but I've covered most of the different types of jobs that you can do. People that were asking how easy it is to get the work is easy to find as long as you have the papers that permit you to work, because before any employer takes you on, it's a requirement for them to ask you to present the documents that authorize you to work. If you don't have them, they will just give you 24 hours to process them. They always ask if you can present those documents within 24 hours if they are willing to hire you. If you don't, they will not hire you. So that's why it is always important to come here in like in a straight, or what I can say, a formalized way, not in a way that you're going to be hiding or you're what they call under the table. Yeah, it happens for people. I don't know how they maneuver through. Everyone has their plan and how they get to those decisions, but things are easier if your papers are available. If you have any questions on that subject, I'll be able to and willing to answer you. I'll be willing to answer you. But for now, I think I've answered the question on how easy it is to find work here. Okay, so I'm always happy to connect with you. I hope you have a fresh new week. Yes. May God bless you. Ciao. Bye.